Hello students, welcome to the class. Today we are going to discuss about the properties of 17th A group elements, chemical properties of 17th group elements, 7th A group elements. So in the previous class already we discussed about the hydrides. We discussed about the hydrides of 7th A group elements in the previous class. Now we are going to discussing about the reaction with water. Reaction with water. So these halogens is going to react with water. Solubility of halogen in water is less, but they react with water. Different halogens react with water in different ways. Fluorine react with water and liberate oxygen and ozone. Fluorine react with water and liberate oxygen and ozone. Fluorine react with water and liberate O2 comma O3. F2 plus H2O gives rise to HF plus O2. F2 plus H2O gives rise to HF plus O3. So 6HF, 4HF. So these are the balanced equation. When fluorine reacts with water, it releases oxygen and ozone. Now look at the reactivity of fluorine with water. Chlorine on reaction with water forms HCl and HOC, hydrochloric acid and hypochlorous acid. Cl2 plus H2O gives rise to HCl plus HOCl. HCl plus HOCl. This one is called hypochlorous acid. Hypochlorous acid. This hypochlorous acid is an unstable acid. HOCl is an unstable acid, easily undergoes dissociation and liberate nascent oxygen. HOCl is an unstable acid, easily undergoes dissociation and liberate the nascent oxygen. Now look at bromine. Bromine on reaction with water it forms HBr and HOBr, hypobromous acid. This one also known as bromine water. When bromine dissolves in water, you will get the bromine water, which contains HBr and HOBr. The solubility and reactivity of iodine with water is negligible. It does not dissolve in water because of its positive free energy change. Iodine does not react with water due to its positive Gibbs energy change. Due to its positive Gibbs energy change. So iodine does not react with water due to its positive Gibbs energy change. So its solubility in water is less, its reactivity in water also less. So this is about the reactivity of fluorine, chlorine, bromine and iodine with water. Next, look at the oxides. Next topic is oxides of halogens. Oxides of halogen. Fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine forms oxides. Fluorine forms two types of oxides. Fluorine forms two types of oxides. One is OF2 and the second one is O2F2. One is OF2 and second one is O2F2. In OF2, oxygen oxidation state is +1. So in +2. Oxygen oxidation state is +2. In O2F2, oxygen oxidation state is +1. In OF2, oxygen oxidation state is +2. In O2F2, oxygen oxidation state is +1. Now look at the oxides of chlorine. Chlorine oxides. Chlorine forms mainly four types of oxides. Chlorine forms mainly four types of oxides. Cl2O, ClO2, Cl2O3 and Cl2O7. The Cl2O is a yellow color gas. ClO2 is a brownish yellow color gas. Cl2O this one is brownish yellow. This one is a brownish yellow color gas. This one is a yellow color gas. This one is red color liquid. Reddish liquid. This one is a colorless one. Now look at the oxidation states of these chlorine oxides. In Cl2O, chlorine oxidation state is +1. In ClO2, chlorine oxidation state is +4. In Cl2O3, chlorine oxidation state is +3. In Cl2O7, chlorine oxidation state is +7. In ClO, chlorine oxidation state is +1. You have to calculate this one. You take this chlorine oxidation state as X. Two chlorines are there. So 2X. Each oxygen oxidation state is -2. So -2 is equal to 0. 2X is equal to 2. X is equal to this one. Now look at this one. Chlorine is X. Each oxidation state is -2. Two chlorines are there. So -4 is equal to 0. X is equal to this one. Now to take this one. Chlorine 2x, each oxygen -2 minus x is equal to 0. X is equal to this. Now this one 2x, each oxygen -2, 7 oxygens are there. 7 oxygens means 14, each oxygen -2. Cl2O7 minus 14 is equal to 0. X is equal to 7. So these are, sorry, here I written, this is Cl2O6. The oxidation state of this chlorine is next one, how these things have to be prepared. Cl2 is a anhydride of HOCl. It is anhydride of HOCl. Cl2O is a anhydride of HOCl. Next, ClO. It is anhydride of HClO2 and HClO3. Next, reddish brown color, this one. It is anhydride of HClO3 and HClO4. Next, this one Cl2O7, chlorine heptaxide. It is anhydride of HClO4. Now look at anhydride means after water removed compound. So remove water from this compound. Take 2 molecules of HOCl. Take 2 molecules of HOCl. Take 2 molecules of HOCl. HOCl, another molecule HOCl. Remove water from these things. H2O. Remove water. So remaining Cl2. Now take this one HClO2 and HClO3. HClO2, HClO3. Remove water from these things. Remove water. H2O. H2O. You will get HClO2 2 times. 2 times of Cl2. So this is the anhydride of Cl2 is the anhydride of HClO2 and HClO3. Next, Cl2O6 is the anhydride of HClO3 and HClO4. So remove water from these things. Remove water from these things. H2O, Cl2O6, Cl2O6. So it is the anhydride of HClO3 and HClO4. Now HClO4, take 2 molecules of HClO4. Remove water molecule from these things. H2O, then which thing you will get Cl2O7, chlorine heptoxide. This chlorine heptoxide is the anhydride of perchloric acid, HClO4. So, okay, I will tell you the names of these things. HOCl is known as hypochlorous acid. Hypochlorous acid. HClO2 is known as chlorous acid. HClO2 is known as chlorous acid. HClO3 is known as chloric acid. HClO3 is known as chloric acid. HClO4 is known as perchloric acid. HClO4 is known as the perchloric acid. These are the names. If you don't know, follow those things. This is chlorine monoxide, chlorine dioxide, dichlorine hexoxide, or simply chlorine hexoxide, and this one is chlorine heptoxide. Chlorine heptoxide. So these are the oxides of chlorine. Chlorine forms different kinds of oxides: Cl2O, Cl2O2, Cl2O6, Cl2O7. Cl2O is a brownish yellow color gas. Cl2O2 is a yellow color gas. Cl2O6 is a reddish brown color gas. Cl2O7 is a colorless substance. And their oxidation states. How these things can be prepared? By dehydrating the hypochlorous acid. ClO2 is prepared by dehydrating the HClO3 and HClO2. Cl2O6 is prepared by dehydrating the HClO3 and HClO4. Cl2O7 is prepared by dehydrating HClO4. So these are about the oxides of chlorine. Bromine and iodine forms oxides. Bromine and iodine also forms the oxides, but those oxides are not that much of significant. So we are not going to discussing about those oxides. Next, look at the reaction with ammonia. Reaction with the different compounds. Reaction with ammonia. Fluorine react with ammonia in two different ways. Fluorine react with ammonia in two different ways. When fluorine react with ammonia, you will get NF3 and HF. When fluorine react with ammonia, N2 and HF also is active. First, you need to balance these things, then you will find when these things will get. Now look at here. In these two balanced equations, ammonia moles are same, but fluorine moles are different. So with excess of fluorine, you will get NF3. With less amounts of fluorine, here the number of moles of fluorine is 3 only. So we can say with less amounts of fluorine, because ammonia number of moles are constant. Ammonia number of moles does not change. So we have to observe the number of moles of fluorine. Here 6 moles of fluorine is there. Here 3 moles of fluorine is there. With less amounts of fluorine, you will get nitrogen gas. With excess amounts of fluorine, you will get the NCl3. This is the reaction with fluorine. Next, we will go to the reaction with chlorine. With chlorine. When chlorine reacts with ammonia, you will get N2 N2. Okay, we will write first like this. When chlorine reacts with ammonia, here in two different ways, chlorine is going to react with ammonia. Chlorine is going to react with ammonia in two different ways. One is you will get N4Cl and N2. In another way of reaction is you will get NCl3 and HCl. Now balance the equations. So these are the balanced equations. Chlorine, all these things are going to cancel with the 2. So here 1, write 2 threes, ones, threes. So these two are the balanced equations. Now look at the chlorine. In this reaction, the amount of chlorine both the reaction is same. Then what is the amount of ammonia? Here only 1 mole of ammonia is there. Here you have the 8 moles of ammonia. So with less amounts of ammonia, chlorine forms NCl3. With more amounts of ammonia, chlorine will form the ammonium chloride. With less amounts of ammonia, chlorine will form NCl3. With more amounts of ammonia, chlorine will form the ammonium chloride. So this is the reaction with ammonia of the fluorine and chlorine. Next, we are going to look at the reaction of this fluorine, chlorine, bromine, and iodine with strong bases. Reaction with strong base. When fluorine react with strong base like sodium hydroxide, okay, then we are going to get different products. So fluorine react with sodium hydroxide in two different ways. Fluorine react with sodium hydroxide in two different ways. So when fluorine react with the dilute and cold sodium hydroxide, when fluorine react with dilute and cold sodium hydroxide, we will get NaF, H2O and OF. NaF, H2O and OF. When fluorine react with hot and concentrated sodium hydroxide, you will get NaF, H2O and O2. Balance the equations. So this is the balanced equation of that one. So look at this one. With dilute and cold sodium hydroxide, fluorine liberate OF2. With hot and concentrated sodium hydroxide, fluorine liberate oxygen gas. With dilute and cold sodium hydroxide, fluorine liberate OF2. With hot and concentrated sodium hydroxide, fluorine liberate oxygen gas. So like that, fluorine react with strong base like sodium hydroxide in two different ways. Similarly, chlorine also liberate chlorine, bromine and iodine also react with sodium hydroxide in two different ways. Chlorine, bromine, iodine. These three again react with the sodium hydroxide in two different ways. When chlorine react with the sodium hydroxide, we will get NaCl, H2O and NaOCl. When bromine react with sodium hydroxide, we will get NaBr, H2O, NaOBr. When iodine react with the sodium hydroxide, we will get NaI, H2O and NaOR. Similarly, another type of reaction. When chlorine react with sodium hydroxide, we will get NaCl, H2O and NaCl. When bromine react with sodium hydroxide, we will get NaBr, H2O and NaBrOH. When iodine react with sodium hydroxide, we will get NaI, H2O and NaI. So look at this with dilute and cold sodium hydroxide. With dilute and cold sodium hydroxide, we will get sodium hypochlorite. Its name is sodium hypochlorite. Hypochlorite. Its name is sodium hypochromite. Its name is sodium hypoiodide. What is its name? Sodium chlorate. Sodium chlorate. Concentrated amount. So look at this balanced equation. With the dilute and cold sodium hydroxide, chlorine forms sodium hypochlorite. With hot and concentrated sodium hydroxide, chlorine forms sodium chloride. If bromine is there, just change this name, sodium bromate. If iodine is there, change its name, sodium iodide. Right, like that we will get the names of those compounds. So with dilute and cold sodium hydroxide, you will get one kind of compound. With hot and concentrated sodium hydroxide, you will get another kind of compounds. These two reactions can be taken as disproportionation reactions. Look at the oxidation states. Chlorine oxidation state is 0. Here the chlorine oxidation state -1. Here the chlorine oxidation state +1. So this one is a reduction process and this one is a oxidation process. Means this chlorine undergoing both oxidation and reduction simultaneously. So these are the examples for disproportionation reactions. So this is the reactions with the strong bases of fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine. With the dilute and cold sodium hydroxide, these will give the different products than when they react with hot and concentrated sodium hydroxide. So these reactions are important. All these reactions can also be expressed in ionic form also. So look at the ionic form of this reaction. Cl2 plus OH minus gives rise to Cl minus plus H2O. There is no need for writing H2O. OCl minus. Just write down this one as a base. So this one can be separated like this, Na plus OH minus. So I am taking OH minus only. Remove all the spectator ions. Spectator ions means their oxidation state does not changes during the reaction. So here the spectator ion is Na plus. So OH minus, here oxidation state of oxygen is -2, hydrogen oxidation state is +1. Here also does not changing. So all those things are eliminated and just put this OH minus to represent this reaction is carrying out in presence of base. So Cl2 OH minus gives rise to Cl minus, its oxidation state is changed. Here the oxidation state is 0, here the oxidation state is -1. So I written that one, Cl minus plus Cl plus, here the oxidation state of chlorine is Cl plus. So I written that one, OCl minus. Okay. Only these two things oxidation state, only chlorine oxidation state changes I am written only those things. This form is known as the ionic form of the reaction. Next reactions are reaction with halogen. Reaction with halogens. These halogens going to react with another halogens. Halogens going to react with another halogen. And the formed compounds are known as interhalogen compounds. So when halogens react with another halogens, a new compounds are formed which are known as interhalogen compounds. Now we are going to discussing about these interhalogen compounds. Interhalogen compounds. These compounds are formed when halogens react with another halogens. Formed by the reaction between halogens, between different halogens. When halogen react with another halogen, you will get the interhalogen compound. So these halogen will form different types of interhalogen compounds. One is X dash. This one is a interhalogen compound. I will tell you what is X and what is X dash. Another interhalogen compound is this one, X dash 3. Another interhalogen compound X dash 5. Another one is X dash 7. Example for this interhalogen, we will first look at the what is X and what is X dash. Here the X is large atomic size halogen. X dash is small atomic size halogen. So this X dash compound are formed in the ground state. Formed at ground state. What is the ground state electronic configuration of halogens? NH2 NP. So this is the orbital representation. How many unpaired electrons are there? Only one unpaired electron is there. This is X dash atom. sorry, this is X atom. X dash is going to bond with this one. So how many bond pairs you will get? Only one bond pair. So we will get only one bond pair. How many lone pairs you will get? 3 lone pairs. What is the shape of the molecule? Only one bond is there. Ultimately, its shape is linear. Now look at the other thing. X dash 3. Look at the first excited state. The first excited state electronic configuration is Ns2, Np4, Nd1. So how many unpaired electrons are there? 3 unpaired electrons are there. These 3 unpaired electrons will going to bond with another halogen, and that halogen is X dash. This is. Now look at how many bond pairs are there? 3 bond pairs. How many lone pairs? 2 lone pairs. Shape of the molecule. The hybridization may be the possible hybridization in these compounds is sp3d. The possible hybridization is sp3d. sp3d hybridization with 3 bond pairs, 2 lone pairs. Then what is the shape? Shape of the molecule is T-shape. Shape of the molecule is T-shape. Now come to this part. This one is possible in the second excited state. Electronic configuration Ns2, Np3, Nd2. This is the electronic configuration. Hybridization. sp3, d2 hybridization, lone pairs 1, bond pairs 5. These 5 unpaired electrons will bond to X dash. Shape of the molecule. sp3d2 hybridization is there, 1 lone pair, 5 bond pairs are there, square pyramid shape. Next, X7. This compound will be formed in the third excited state. Third excited state. Electronic configuration is Ns1, Np3, Nd3. Orbital representation. sp3 d3 hybridization. So hybridization is sp3 d3 hybridization. Lone pairs 0, bond pairs 7. Bond pairs 7. Shape of the molecule. Pentagonal bicarbonate. So this is about interhalogen compounds. So we have, after this topic, we have the chlorine preparation and the chemical properties. We will discuss on the later session. Okay, thank you.